All right, so it's important to know with our RO membrane, not all of the water that comes into this chamber is going to make it through the whole system and be usable water. There's what we call wastewater. So this thing is designed to reject some of the water, and that water will have most of the particulates in it that you're trying to get rid of. So you'll always notice there's a couple of places where water exits from an RO chamber. Part of the water is going to come out of our waste line, and that's what we've got here. So this water, if we were to test it, is all full of particles. It's got a high ppm, which we'll get into a little bit later. So some of the water that's coming in is coming out of our waste line. The rest of it is coming out of this other line, which is our product line. That's good water. So that's already been mostly filtered down and it's almost usable before it passes through our last session here, or our last stage, the DI resin, which does the rest of the work. So a good rule of thumb is you should have about 50% of your flow coming out of this and 50% of your flow coming out of this. And you're probably getting efficient use out of your RO membrane. Now, most carts will have some sort of valve here, and they might all be a little bit different, but it's where you can kind of adjust the flow back and forth. So you see if I close this valve or open it up a little bit more, it's allowing more water to flow in through our third stage and less wastewater is being produced. So, and then sometimes there will be a complete shutoff where basically you can throw the valve and it will cut water completely to this chamber and only be running it through the waste valve of the RO membrane. So either way, whenever you start this thing up at the beginning of the day or close it down at the end of the day, it's a good rule of thumb to run it in what we call bypass mode, where we're not getting any water running through this part of the system. All of the flow that's exiting the whole system is all wastewater. And that just kind of flushes this membrane out, keeps it functioning properly and operating well for a long time. The other source of water that we're going to get from this system, we talked about the wastewater, is also our product water. And so that is water that's made it through the system, reached our third and final stage, which does the last bit of filtering that we need. And so we'll release some pressure there. Again, we want to get this adjusted so that the outflow here is very similar to the outflow here. Now this is our working water. If we test this, this will be really good water to clean with. As long as the system's operating properly. We can connect our water-fed pole hose up to this, connect that to our brush and our water-fed pole, and begin to do our cleaning work. So again, wastewater, product water. This is what you work with. This is the waste that the system produces as part of its process.